Thank you for listening. My name is Mike Strauss, aka Strauss21. I'm a mixed martial arts journalist. I currently contribute to bjpen.com, Low Kick MMA, CageSidePress.com. You could find my work there as well as my YouTube channel at aka Strauss21. And of course, the Did You See That Shit Mixed Martial Arts podcast that you are listening to right now. Here is my latest interview. I hope you enjoy it. I want to welcome back to the show Mr. Cody the Spartan Stamann, fresh off his huge victory at UFC 235. What's going on, man?
Oh, man, just finished up a little mix session and getting back to work.
First off, congrats on your victory over Alejandro Perez at UFC 235, man. He's a very tough dude, and you looked incredible. Now that you got back out there, you kind of erased the taste of the Sterling loss, man. How does everything feel now?
I'm definitely in a lot better place, you know what I mean, Melanie? I live and die by my success in MMA. I really care a lot about the sport and a lot about, going out there and winning. I mean, my whole life, my whole existence right now is kind of based around that. So, getting that bad taste out of my mouth was everything. You know, there was a lot of pressure on me to come back and succeed, and I went and fought, another really tough guy in Perez, who had lost in years. I was asking UFC for really, really tough fights, because I really felt like I needed that. I needed that pressure to, come back and perform the way I know I'm capable of.
Yeah, and as I said, man, I thought you looked tremendous in your victory. And, now, man, you're 4-1 in the UFC. The only guy that beat you, he's knocking on the door for a title shot. I mean, so what does that say about you, man? I mean, where does that leave you?
I mean, I look at myself like the same way I've always looked at myself, you know what I mean? Like, I really do believe that I'm a contender. I believe that, I have every capability that it takes to be a champion in the sport. And I'm critical of my abilities. I'm constantly getting better. I'm constantly working. If you watch me every single fight, I get a little bit better. Something changes. My hands get better, my wrestling gets better, my timing gets better. It's because I'm always in the gym. I'm not like that. I just literally just finished a workout, and I'm going to do another one here in a little while. So I mean, like I'm an animal, in the gym. I credit all that to all my success is just based on hard work and just being critical of my abilities. I don't really I'm not really like a egomaniac in the gym. I walk in here like I'm a white belt every day, and just do what I have to do to try to get better.
Are you still at Michigan top team, Darren Cruikshank and all those guys?
Yep, I'm here right now.
Very cool, man. Have you ventured out at all, or have you just been there the entire time?
I travel around a little bit. I go to a couple boxing gyms in the Detroit area, World Class Boxing. There's a lot of world-class boxers in there. I go to NCC in Canada, work out with TJ Laramie. So I do travel around a bit, but nothing, too far. I think I am going to take a little, time and spend it away from home, just kind of get out of my comfort zone and, work with some different coaches, different training partners before the next fight, just trying to expand and grow, get better as an athlete. And sometimes I feel like, that's a really good thing. I've done that, a lot in my athletic career. I've trained in a lot of different big gyms, and having that different dynamic, different coaching, different classes, and just being out of your comfort zone. I think I can grow a lot from doing that.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely. And speaking of your next fight, man, I mean, what would make sense for you? I know UFC 238, that's coming up in Chicago in June. Would that kind of make sense?
We're talking about maybe 238 in Chicago or International Fight League. Those are two places that really make sense time wise. They're June, July, they're about 4 weeks apart exactly. So one of those cards, that's definitely where I'm aiming. I'm definitely I want to get back in there. I don't want to have a big layoff. I just want a little bit of time to get better and kind of work on some mistakes and get right back into a training camp, because my last one was really short. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I don't really know who it's going to be. My manager and I kind of sat down and put a list of names out, top to bottom. Who we thought was good, who we thought, maybe who wasn't the smartest option next. And literally, but there's not really a guy on the roster that I'm like, I definitely don't want to fight that guy. You know what I mean? I really feel like I could beat anybody. I just think the time. I need the time to prepare and get ready for any opponent. Should if they offer me Ultimate Ceiling again, I'd be all over that.
Oh yeah, everybody would be signed up to see that one again for sure, especially where you guys are now in your careers. But
Yeah.
going back to that for a second, man, a lot of that has to do with. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like timing is a big thing, right? Because you're not afraid to fight any
Huge.
guy, but when you fight them has to make sense, right? I mean, you're not afraid to
Right.
fight any,
Exactly.
but some it might not make sense to fight this fighter, but it might make sense to fight him maybe 8 months from now
Right.
or whatever, right?
Right.
Is that right?
No, 100%. No, there's so much, and there's so much that the fans don't see too. Injuries that are undisclosed. You know, before guys have a certain event in mind, or maybe they just fought. There's so much that goes into making a match. You know what I mean? For a fight. If a guy just fought, you want some time off. Maybe that guy's the absolute perfect next fight for you, and that doesn't happen. So you go back to your list. Who's the number 2 guy? Oh well, he's hurt. Well, who's the number 3 guy? Oh well, he's fighting so and so in 2 months. So that's how the picture. You know what I mean? And then you kind of get in that, like, you're like, oh man, I really want to fight, but like as far as long term, my long term goals, it doesn't make sense for me to fight in the next 4 months. So at the top, there's really not that many options as you would think. And you really got to be really strategic about who you're going to fight and why. And there's so much that goes into it. It's so easy to kind of let your ego take the wheel and be like, fuck it, I'll fight anybody. And when realistically, you have to be smart and you got to be business oriented in these situations, and you really need to think about who and why, more importantly than when.
For sure. All awesome points, man. I think you're right. I think a lot of people kind of don't really necessarily think about those things, but they all play a very important factor. I wanted to ask you, man, before I let you go, I saw on Twitter a while back, a couple days ago, you posted something, someone getting thrown on their head, and basically you were shouting out to DC saying, hey, stop teaching these guys at AKA how to do this. Did you happen to see the Robbie Lawler, Ben Askren throw? What did you think of that?
Yeah, I was in that kind of same situation. It's a big lift like that. Guys are getting better at, just realizing that they can just, set their hips in and lift dudes off the ground, especially when you're not expecting it. The fact that Alejandro Perez took a shot on me, like, that was, like, literally the last thing I thought was going to happen in that fight. You know what I mean? Like, I'd never seen him shoot before in my entire career. Like, when he shot at me, I was more or less surprised. Like, dude, this guy's serious? He's shooting at me right now? And then I'll say him, freaking 4 feet in the air getting dumped on my head. Yeah. In my head, though, I was surprised more than anything. I mean, like, my coach was like, dude, he's like, I saw your face and you were like giggling. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And I really was. Like, I was like, dude, no way this dude just shot on me. You know what I mean? Like, and I think, the reason I got taken down is because I was so, like, 100% not defending a takedown. You know what I mean? I'm like, this guy's not going to shoot. And I thought he was like, just trying to, get in a dirty box. I wasn't even, next thing I know, it was a split-second decision. I probably should have, been fighting hands and, trying to defend a takedown instead of, standing there in shock. But, yeah, I mean, I landed. Everyone thought that I was, like, broke my neck. Man, I landed. I've been wrestling my whole life. Like, I think that's the first time I've been thrown a foot down. Like, I landed gracefully, and I was just eager to get back in my feet and beat him up.
Yeah, no, and that's exactly what you did, man. And I couldn't believe I don't think there was a single soul in that entire arena that thought he was going to do what he did. I don't even think he really thought he was going to do it until he did it. But yeah,
no,
man.
no, exactly. I mean, it was in my feet. I was kind of lead the dance. So I think he kind of went to his next level, and next level. Actually, Perez is actually a really good wrestler. And that's something I did not know about him going to the fight.
Yeah, no, Alejandro Perez is one of those guys, man, that he's one of those super durable, super hard out that he doesn't have the flashy name, but he's a damn tough guy, man. So that was a super impressive performance, brother. I want to thank you for your time. I know that you're busy here in between your practices. I want to give you some time to shout out your coaches, whatever you'd like, man. The floor is yours, brother.
Yeah, I got to thank everybody at Michigan Top Team. Getting me prepared. Reading sports, my management taking care of me. I'm really excited to get back in there. Keep working, getting better, and I'm looking June, July to get back in there and make a statement. Keep clawing my way to the top.
Well, I can't wait, man. You're one of the most exciting fighters in the division for sure, and you definitely pose a threat. Hopefully, we'd love to have you here in Chicago. If not, International Fight Week sounds like a damn good landing spot for you. So go get him, man. I appreciate your time, Corey.
Yeah, thank you.
It's time for